Hello, welcome to the video lecture series of Python for Data Science. I am Vishal Parikh. Today we will cover overview of Python. So, first we will see what are the different outlines that we will be covering today. That is introduction to Python, what are the different features of Python, execution code of Python, what are the ways in which we can install Pythons and different softwares, and what are the major differences between Python version 2 and Python version 3. So let's start with introduction with Python. So what is Python? So as we know that programming languages are of two types, that is high level as well as low level. Now Python is a high level programming language, as well as it is a most powerful language that is used nowadays. It is also an open source programming language, means we don't have to pay any rupees or we don't have to pay any revenue for purchasing this particular programming language. Now the question arises, why we are switching over to Python? Because when we are developing a very high scale web applications, or whenever we are developing a scientific application, or whenever we are developing mathematical applications, at that time we need a more powerful language. So Python is one of the powerful programming language. Now another advantage while using Python is it provides excellent library supports and also provides a different community supports. Now what do you mean by community support? So community support means, for example, if I am stuck or if I want any help, it provides a different various developers which are available. They help us to develop different scopes of our programming. Now whenever we want to develop any web applications with integrating our graphical user interface, at that particular time also Python is very useful. Next, when we want to integrate our machine learning projects or data science projects, at that time also we can use data science. Now we will see why Python is being used. So first, it is a dynamic language. So what do you mean by dynamic? So until now in traditional programming languages such as C, C++ and Java, so for example, if you want to declare a variable, so first what you have to type? You have to type its data type, then you have to specify its variable name, and then you have to assign its value. Now in case of Python, you just need to have a variable name equal and its value. So at the runtime, it will determine what its data type is. This is the main use of XAMPP. Next thing, it is modular. Consider a scenario when you want to develop a very large scale application. So in that particular case, you have to divide your entire projects into small chunks. So whenever you develop a small chunks and integrate to develop a large application, it is possible using Python. Next thing comes here is active and supportive community. Now what do you mean by this? So as we have discussed previously, that it provides a very good and very powerful developer communities which are available. They can help to us in our every aspects. Now the next terminology comes here is scrapping. So what do you mean by scrapping? So scrapping is mainly used to describe an algorithm or a program that can be used in our program when we want to extract a large data from a different websites. Into consideration is support for math and AI. So consider a scenario where you want to perform very large scale complex mathematical operation on a very large data set. Consider you are having a data set of roughly around 10 lakhs records are available. Now you want to, for example, simply perform a mean operation. So in traditional approaches, if you consider an Excel file, so it will take a large amount of time. So in order to reduce these complexities and all, Python provides rich sets of libraries, and it also provides support for implementing artificial intelligence concepts. Now next thing comes into consideration is what are the features of Python. Python is high level. Next, it is simple. Next, it is open source. Next, it is GUI programming. Next, it is large standard libraries, provides an object-oriented concept support, and it is platform independent. Now let us move towards each feature in detail. So the first thing comes here is it is high level. So what do you mean by high level? So programming languages, as we have told, that it is of two types, it is high level. So we just need to write a program in Python. We do not need to consider what the system architecture is, or we don't have to consider what are the different ways of managing the memory. So Python will manage this particular thing itself. Next thing comes into consideration is simple. So Python language is very simple. If you have a basic idea about programming language, you can easily deal with it. Next thing comes into consideration, and the next important feature is open source. So the Python language is freely available, and it is available at its official website, and you can download it freely. Next important feature of Python is it provides graphical user interface programming. So whenever you want to develop a GUI based interface programming, at that particular time Python is also useful. Some of the GUI libraries are Tkinter, Turtle, etc. Now another thing is large standard libraries. So Python is a very rich language. So it provides a rich sets of modules, as well it provides built-in function with which you can develop a very large scale project. Next important feature is object oriented. So what do you mean by object oriented? So as you are familiar, what are the different concepts of OOPS? So Python also provides the functionality of implementing different concepts of object oriented programming. For example, classes, objects, encapsulation, polymorphism, etc. Next important feature is platform independent. So what do you mean by platform? So platform is an environment on which your program is running. So platforms are of two types, hardware platform as well as software platform. So why it is known as platform independent? Because the code once written in Python, it can be executed on any other machine on which Python is being installed. Now let us see what are the different communities or the different users or major dominant communities that are using Python. So one of them is Quora, NASA, next is YouTube, Dropbox, Yahoo Mail, IBM, Pinterest, Instagram, and many more. Now we will see how a Python code gets executed. So as we are aware that whenever we are writing a program, it is in high level language. So high level language means the code which is easily understood by human beings. Now whenever you write a Python code, it is having an extension that is .py. So for example, if I have created a Python file which is having name that is hello.py. Now Python is an excellent and a powerful programming language in which you don't have to compile your source code. It will automatically get converted into your bytecode, but it is must to be interpreted. So whenever you compile your source code, it will be get converted into a bytecode. So whenever I will convert my hello.py into a bytecode, the extension will also get changed. That is, from hello.py, it will be get converted into hello.pyc. So what is PYC? PYC is Python compiled code. Now this particular code will be given to your runtime environment. So if you are aware of Java, there was JVM. Similarly, here Python provides us that is PVM, that is Python virtual machine. So whenever your bytecode is available, this code will be given to your runtime engine, that is PVM, and PVM will execute this particular code. Now we will see how we can install Python and different software. So whenever you want to program with Python, so first you have to install your Python module. So you can download it from its official website, that is python.org, and I will be going to use a software which is named as Anaconda. Why I am going to use Anaconda? Because it is a very rich and it is a very powerful IDE. It provides different types of mathematical, different types of data manipulation libraries, all gets installed directly when I am working with Anaconda. Next thing we will consider is what are the major versions that are available for Python. So as you can see that there are two major versions, that is Python version 2 and Python version 3. So now let us understand what are the major differences that switching from Python 2 to Python 3. So the first point comes into consideration is string data type. So whenever we are working with Python version 2, in that particular case, string was considered as an ASCII. And when now we will be working with Python 3, it is considered as a Unicode. Next characteristics comes into consideration is about print. So whenever you want to print any statement or if you want to print any particular output on your console screen, at that particular time we have to use print function. Now whenever you are going to use Python version 2, it was treated as a statement. And the major difference you can see here is in Python version 2, you don't have to use parenthesis, because when we write print function, inside parenthesis we have to write our statement when we are using version 3. Now another difference comes here is integer division. So in Python version 2 there were two different operators that were available. One was known as floor division, another it was normal division. Now in case of Python 3 there is only a single division operator that is available. Now another restriction that was in Python version 2 was about integer size. It was limited about to just 32 bits. Now they have upgraded in version 3 to unlimited size. Another thing they have made a change is about float and long data type. So in Python version 2 they were considered as a separate data types, but in case of Python version 3 they are clubbed into a single data type, that is int. Now whenever we want to take data values from the users, then in particular Python version 2 we are having two different functions, that is input and another is row input. Now what are the major difference between this input and row input? So input will get directly evaluated. For example, if I write 5 plus 2, so it will give us a direct result, that is 7. And another function that is available is row underscore input. Now similarly I am going to give the value that is 5 plus 2. So it will give me the result that is 5 plus 2. So what is the reason behind this? So the row underscore input function considers your input data as a string, whereas your input function considers it as an evaluation. Now when we come to Python version 3, it provides us two different functions. For example, if I want to use input function, so it will get evaluated as it is, and another function available is input, and outside input function we will use evaluation. This eval and in parenthesis we have specified input function. This function is similar to that of the input function in Python version 2, and the input function we will be using in our due code. So this was all about your today's session. Thank you.